Carbohydrates, fats and proteins are biomolecules which are present in the foodstuffs. They have different chemical properties, and with the help of these properties, we'll try to detect them in the given foodstuffs. Let's test for carbohydrates first. The first experiment is called Molish test. In this test, we'll take a dry test tube, and to this test tube we'll add 2 ml of food sample. To this we'll add few drops of Molish reagent. Shake it well. Then add concentrated sulfuric acid along the sides of the test tube without shaking, and you will see the formation of a red-violet ring at the junction of the two liquids. This confirms the presence of carbohydrate in foodstuff. The second test for carbohydrates is Felling's test. For this, we'll take a test tube, and to this we'll add 1 ml of aqueous solution of food sample, and to this 1 ml of Felling solution A, which is alkaline solution of copper sulfate, and then 1 ml of Felling solution B, which is sodium potassium salt of Rochelle. Now we'll gently heat this contents. You can also place it in a water bath till the color changes to reddish brown precipitate. Here Felling solution oxidizes the food carbohydrate and itself gets reduced to copper +1 ions, and here the reddish brown precipitate formed is cuprous oxide, Cu2. This is the third test for carbohydrates. In this test, we'll take 2 to 3 ml of aqueous solution, and then we'll add Tollens reagent, which is ammoniacal silver nitrate solution. You can prepare this solution by taking silver nitrate solution, add NaOH till you get a grey precipitate, and dissolve it in NH4OH. You can see the solution will turn dark after some time, and then we can place it in the water bath. Now here I am placing this in the water bath for 10 minutes. After 10 minutes you can see the formation of silver deposited here. Again, Tollens reagent oxidizes the carbohydrate and itself gets reduced to silver, which is deposited on the sides of the test tube. This again confirms the presence of a reducing carbohydrate in foodstuff. Now record these 3 experiments, their observations and inference in the following manner in your practical record. Don't forget to write the aim, the experiment, observation, inference and the result. Next is to detect the presence of fats in foodstuff. We will take the solubility test first. The foodstuff, here I am taking oil, and I have taken these sample in 3 test tubes. Now to the first test tube, we will add water, to the second test tube, we will add alcohol, and to the third test tube, we will add chloroform. Must be careful with chloroform. Now we shall shake all the 3 test tubes thoroughly. On standing, we can see that in the first test tube, oil and water, they are immiscible and they form two different layers. In alcohol, the foodstuff is soluble to an extent, and you can see in chloroform it is completely soluble. So we can say that the fats and oil are insoluble in water, whereas they are soluble in alcohol and chloroform. The next test is the reaction of fats and oils with KHSO4. I am taking KHSO4, that is potassium bisulfate, along with the foodstuff, and then we will heat it. On heating this, a very pungent, irritating odored gas will be liberating of burnt oil, and it's due to formation of acrolein. You can see the vapors coming out. This again proves the presence of fats in the foodstuff. Next test is a translucent spot test, and for this we'll take some amount of food sample and put it on the filter paper. Okay, you can see a translucent spot and fold it up. You can see a translucent spot here. You can do this test with certain seeds like mustard or groundnut at home and press them between the folds of paper to get a translucent spot, and this proves the presence of fats in them. Now record these three experiments, their observations and inference, in the following manner in your practical record. Don't forget to write the aim, the experiment, observation, inference and the result. Test is to detect presence of proteins in foodstuffs. So we'll take a test tube, the first test, and few ml of 1 ml of the food sample, and then we'll add 1 ml of NaOH, sodium hydroxide, and then few drops of 1% copper sulfate solution. This is called the biuret test, and you can see that the blue color slowly changes into a violet color, proving the presence of proteins in foodstuff. The next test is xanthoprotic test, and this test will take 1 ml of sample and we'll add few drops of concentrated nitric acid. You will see that the color changes to yellow, proving the presence of proteins. If concentrated sulfuric acid falls on your skin will also turn yellow, proving that your skin contains proteins. The next test is the test of ninhydrin. For example, we'll take another test tube, add 1 ml of foodstuff and then few drops of ninhydrin solution. Now we shall heat the contents. On heating the contents, the color will change to blue color, confirming the presence of proteins in the foodstuff. Even this falls on your skin turns blue. Now record these 3 experiments, their observations and inference in the following manner in your practical record. Don't forget to write the aim, the experiment, observation, inference and the result.